Um, I would like to say so, but at the same time, I think that's just all the reps that Cade and I have gotten in. I think, especially in the past 10, 11 weeks together, and I think he knew exactly where I was going to put it, and I knew that he was going to trust it, and I think that's just chemistry, in display.
The third down at the throw to Marvin was a timing throw where you knew he was going to get open. A couple touchdowns against Rutgers there in the red zone with the timing throws. Cade seemed like a real timing throw. Are you starting to hit your stride when it comes to like putting the ball on time exactly where it needs to be?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's just all the, like I said, I think it's all the reps that we put in, and I think that allows you to go out there and have confidence and play with anticipation, play with timing, and I think a few of those throws, even though they were well guarded, but I feel like the receivers did a good job making contested catches, and trusted where I was going to put the ball.
Coach Day shouted out Trey in pass protection. It looked like 2 of those touchdowns he was blocking for you there. What have you seen from his growth? Trying to become an all-purpose back.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that won't go down the stat sheet. Him stepping up and making 2 really big blocks, pass protection there. The first one to Marvin was a really good block. I think it was the nose guard or the 3 tech came free, and he stuck his nose in there and stuffed him, and allowed me to get that pass off. And I think those are things that may go unnoticed, but I think that's just Trey really showing that he's a complete back. There's not a situation where you have to take him off the field. There's a 3-down back, and he's done a great job, I think, of doing that, catching the ball as well, and obviously you see what he does in the run game.
Ryan has talked about you finding the speed of the game. What's it like for you when you're still looking for it versus when you've got it? What is the difference there for you?
Yeah, I think it just allows you to play a step ahead when you can anticipate throws, when you can see what coverage they're rolling to. I think it just allows you to play with confidence and a step ahead, and I don't think you're trying to guess what they're doing. I think you see it, you put the film study, you put the work in, you can play, like I said, with anticipation.
Kyle, the handful of big time throws you had against Michigan State, was there one that was your favorite?
I would say probably the touchdown at Cade, just because it's something we obviously repped a bunch, and it was good coverage on him too. But I think he just trusted the throw and just kind of put it all set a little bit, and obviously he made a big catch there and to cap off a 2-minute drive. So I'd probably say that was my favorite.
The chemistry you talked about on that play in particular, I know you guys get hundreds and hundreds of reps when we're on the practice field, but how much does that actually translate? Do you need to get those reps in a game to mimic the spontaneity, I guess, of a game and the speed of a game, which I'm assuming is in practice?
Yeah. No, I think practice definitely helps. Obviously, with all the reps that we get in, whether it's spring ball, fall camp, and now into the season, obviously you got a big bank of reps with each other. But at the same time, I think you can't really substitute game reps. I think game reps are extremely valuable, and I feel like there were times earlier in the year where there were opportunities to have those type of throws, and we didn't quite connect for whatever reason. But I think you go back, you watch the film, you grow upon it, and you can take that and you go out to practice and work on it and just keep growing. I think eventually you get to a point like Saturday where we're able to make those throws.
What does it do? What does it do for the group? I mean, but like for example, with Cade and you and Emeka and you, at Notre Dame and stuff, because you've got to let that ball go,
Yeah.
and trust that everybody's on the same page, right? I mean, what does it just do for your confidence, Kyle, after a play like that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm asking? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, anytime you can hit those type of throws, I think that's just a big momentum boost, not only for myself, I think for the offense. And, I think there was a few times on Saturday, especially on third down, I feel like we did a really good job on third down, keeping the drives alive, and I think that was one of the key factors to our success, was keeping those drives alive and ultimately going down and scoring points. So I think, when you make those throws, it's just a big momentum, I think, boost. I think that's the biggest thing, knowing that you put a lot of work in to get to that point, and when you see it come to life, it's pretty sweet.
Kyle, not that you maybe were consciously thinking of it coming into this season, but was it maybe in the back of your mind that you were going to do whatever you could to make this as memorable of a season for Marvin as possible, seeing as how it might be the only one that you two are playing together? Or is it just kind of worked out that way.
Yeah, you know, obviously coming off the year that he had last year, there's a lot of expectation around him. But I think in the offseason, the biggest thing that we did was just put the work in. And then, you know, I think obviously he's a great player, and anytime you can get the ball in his hands, good things happen. And I think that's just a result of how good of a player he is. And, you know, I say it all the time, I'm spoiled just, you know, with all the talent I have around me, all the weapons I have. But for sure, I mean, knowing, you know, it's a long time coming, you know, obviously playing high school together and then coming here and kind of seeing the whole thing, you know, play out is pretty sweet.
Kyle, is there something
Last question.
I don't know if you believe in this, like the quarterback getting into a groove in the pocket.
Yeah, no, I think there definitely is. You know, I think anytime early on in the game, you can get some completions going and kind of get in the flow a little bit, understand what the defense is trying to do, as well as what you're trying to do on offense. You know, I think that helps a lot, and so I think we did a good job of coming out strong and putting points up on the board. And I think anytime you can score that first touchdown, I think that's just a huge momentum boost.
When you're in that groove, can you kind of acknowledge it at all, or are you aware that you're in that groove, and how does that maybe change the way you're moving around and you're throwing the ball back there?
Yeah, no, I think you can definitely feel when things are clicking. I think just the whole offense can, and I think. You know, I wouldn't be able to do that without the 10 guys around me. I think it takes the run game. Obviously, it takes the protection up front. It takes the guys making contested catches. So I think really just a quarterback's success is kind of dependent on the offense around him. And obviously here, you know, there's not a better group of guys. So I mean, anytime you can get things rolling like that early on, you know, it's going to be a good day at the office.
That flip pass you had to Cade, just like what happened? How did you end up finding him?
Yeah.
Take us through that.
Yeah, so obviously, you know, not exactly how we drew it up. They ran a pretty good defense for the play we had called, and you know, went to my first few reads and they weren't open. Just tried to scramble up, and Cade made a good play. You know, just kind of slipping through there, and you know, just kind of backyard football-ish. You know, just flipped it to him. He made a good play, handling it, and I think he picked up a first down on that play. You know, obviously not something you draw up or exactly practice. I think we're just, you know, out there kind of playing backyard football.
When you guys go over that on film, I guess, like, what's the reaction from the coaches when that happens?
Just be careful. You know, obviously, you know, you want to play free, you want to play loose, and you want to trust your instincts, but at the same time, you know, as long as you're taking care of the ball, it's good. And especially early on in the game, just, you know, making sure that you're not putting the ball at risk there, which, you know, I felt, you know, in the moment, just kind of the reaction play. It was, you know, safe kind of play there. And obviously Cade did a great job of picking up some yards.
All right, Kyle, thank you.
Yep,
Thanks, Kyle.
You didn't rep that one as much as the touchdown catch.